He's like in this season now, he's saying about output. It's like, and you always talk about massive imperfect action, and I finally see it. That's another childhood wound that I had to work through. But just doing it, even if you're scared, even if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out, just getting in the act of doing it, you become better.
And you become more confident. The confidence comes from doing. Like a lot of this stuff that you see me doing, this came from me being like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to Orlando, I'm gonna try this.
We about to do it the Boss Heavy way.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Rosalyn, also known as Miss Hunny Bee Beauty, and you are getting ready to watch an amazing podcast episode that I got to sit down in the big chair with the man himself, Mr. Boss Heavy. I'm the boss of the day, and I can't wait for you to jump into the meat and potatoes of this really live, fun, and action-packed podcast. See you over on the other side.
All right. Damn, this is going.
Now you need to go to Home Goods, get a blanket.
Yeah.
It's coming. Okay.
Yeah, come on, bitch. So what's up? So, all right, we can start there for real because honestly, like I said, hey, listen, what it is, what it do, what it look like, it's your boy Swift back up in the mix with another episode of this Boss Heavy shit. And today, we got the one, the only, the myth, the legend, Mrs. Rosalyn Jefferson, blessing me with her presence inside of the studio. And if you know what I went through in the last probably month or so, you know what it took to actually get us here to this point, you know what I mean? But the first thing she did was say, hey, we need to go to Home Goods and get the throw, the blanket. So this where you about to start at, like, you know, I'm not really a big home material guy, but like, how you feel like I did out here, man?
I mean, epic.
For a dude, you know what I mean? Like, this is a dude that did all this now. Like,
But I am not a decor girly at heart. I just know when I see something I like it makes sense. And I always love a good crispy black. So you did good with that. And it's just what you need, because when you were showing me pictures of it, I'm thinking I'm walking into a different space. And like I'm walking in, it's just enough. And you put sweet touches on it that makes it comfortable, homely. And it's just what you need. You don't need a whole bunch of fuss. Learning that, like, you know, you are the man behind the camera. And first of all, he said the myth, the legend, like Jerry for him. But it's all not what it's all, everything online is not really what it seems.
listen, I've seen people do a whole lot with a little bit.
And you did that.
Yeah, but I mean, traveling the country, some of the biggest channels that you've seen, and this room smaller than this.
Really?
The rooms are smaller than, like, I went to, I don't know, should I say the podcast? It probably don't even really matter. Does it matter? So, all right, so we went to Finesse Podcast down in Atlanta. And his channel at the time had 271,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Okay.
He had 460-something thousand followers on Instagram. And we went into where he was shooting his podcast. He was shocked. The room was no bigger than this 2-seater couch right here. Like the couch, sides of the couch touched each wall.
Girl.
Inside of the space that he was actually shooting the content in. And he had 3 cameras in there. 3, like a camera there, boom. Yeah. One angle had like a poster, the other angle had a poster, and he was running it up from this. And when I went there, I was like, so you telling me you shot all this content from in here?
So basically you said we just need a nook.
Not it. They want the same thing. His wall that we record, we ran up 25,000 followers since August. The wall is half of this.
I know. So what you're saying is, and this is not just from an entrepreneurial standpoint, but from a decor standpoint, you don't need a lot of space to make a good impact or make a big impact. And I always want to be, I'm so extra. I always want to be extra and think that I need massive amounts of things. And you really just be dumb.
The craziest thing is that a lot of people like get caught up in that part of it. But then when you realize, like, once you start and you start looking around, it'd be like, yo, this dude did all this for the first 3 years with a phone. Now, it'd be so many dudes that you was like, yo, you was there, you didn't even have a camera yet. And you did 500 something. Like, so don't ever get caught up on the aesthetics. Like, my biggest thing in doing this was just like, yo, like, all I need is one wall.
All you need is one mic. All you need is one wall And I was telling him that I think I'm a little over 900 subscribers on YouTube. So follow me.
Hold on. Drop that right fast for the people. Let them know where you at.
Oh, first of all, because he told me, but I'm Rosalyn Jefferson. I am also known as Miss Hunny Bee Beauty on all social media platforms. I'm your corrective skincare maven. It's my goal to take your skin from struggling to stunning, all while building your confidence. But you can follow me on all socials at Miss Hunny Bee Beauty. MSHUNNYBEAUTY. That's probably right. Honey, no, I'm sorry. Miss Hunny Bee Beauty. But spell honey HUNNY.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Tap in, follow for all your skincare needs, follow for all your travel needs. We're going to tap in. We're going to actually talk about the journey, how you even got to the point where I wanted to pick the camera up and do this YouTube thing. But how should I start this? First off, thank you. Thank you for actually pulling up. Like, even though we're both in Maryland, a lot of people think that Maryland and DC and Baltimore is like up the street. It is not up the street. For you to come from the city of Baltimore down to the humble abode of Tacoma Park, it's big time.
It's big time, man. I pay a real big time to get here right now.
Big time.
I really do. So thank you for allowing me to grace. What's the name of it? I'm about to say, it's not the dungeon, like the man den. Like, you have to have a name.
Well, it was the Man Cave. It was the Boss Heavy Art Studio. I really don't know. Like, this is all new.
Okay, so y'all need to come up with a name.
Yeah, this is all new. It might be the dungeon. It might be something. I don't really know. All I know is, like, the space where... It usually was the space where dudes could be dudes.
Okay.
Then it turned into the space where you had to create something with the paints. Then it turned into this. So it's like...
We call it a creation corner, but that's a little cheesy. We need to help him with another name. But thank you for allowing me to pull up, come down, and make it happen.
And man, look, so I actually wanted to ask you a few questions today. And we had some things we wanted to play back and forth on. But to start off, I mean, resilience is the first word that comes to my mind when I think about you. And a lot of times, you might not even look at yourself that way. But I feel like after hearing your story and after like running to see you for a long time, I feel like resilience is the word that I'm like, yo, you have a different level of resilience within you. Where does that come from? And can you tell the people like how you even got to this point right here to start?
Wow. Thank you. Because like you said, I'm not saying that I'm not resilient, but that's not like what I think about immediately when I think of myself. And I think life's circumstances causes one to become resilient because you got to figure it out by any means necessary. I think resiliency, I've had examples of resiliency in my family through these strong Black women, my mom, my aunties, my grandmother. So I think it's in you. You born with it. If you in my family, you got to climb out of a wet paper bag. It's definitely instilled in you, I would say, from childhood, adolescence, to young adult years to where you are now.
So let's talk about that. Like I'm down here in Silver Spring, Tacoma Park. You grew up in Baltimore. Talk about your childhood.
More mixy Brazilian.
Yes. Like, be more careful. If you come around here thinking it's sweet and you go to be more careful. Be careful when you walk across the street. Just know your surroundings when you're out there in Baltimore, because it's a little different. It's
different, but it's like, it's home, right? It's different, it's home, and I think we are cut from a different cloth, and the word that people say all the time about Baltimore girls, aggressive.
Yes.
And it's not.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until going to college. Shout out to all my University of Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks.
Yeah.
But when you're outside of your environment and you see other people on the outside looking in, that's when like, oh, the Baltimore girls, they're aggressive, they this, they that, they feisty. And we just think we're regular. We think that we're like every other city, municipality.
Y'all kind of know what you want, and you're very vocal about it. And then when you do have your eye set on something that you want, you in Baltimore, you could tell Shorty wants that. Like, she wants to do this. And there's no in between. It's no gray areas.
It's no gray.
It's like, this is what's about to happen.
And like, I don't know. Like, it's hard. I'm very stubborn. It's hard for me to change my mind once I'm laser focused in on something. And I guess I never attributed that to being from Baltimore. I attributed that to just like my personality. But as Baltimore girls, we hone in on it, and Like we going after it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of good that comes in that. Like you are tenacious, like that fighting spirit, and it comes with the territory.
Honestly, to be down here, that's why we rock with y'all so heavy. That's why you dudes out here rock with the Baltimore girls so heavy, because we rock with y'all because it's a different level of, don't get me wrong, females down here in the DC, Maryland, they're very progressive. Everybody has a government job, doing something crazy. There's very type A personalities. You know what I mean? The conversation could honestly lead to somewhere you don't want it to go half the time. Where you in the city. Like, if you a dude and you don't got everything together and you go down there and you start trying to talk to you, that conversation gonna go somewhere you probably don't want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Because she got everything together. But but at the same time with the shorty from Baltimore, it's like a different type of grit. It's like, I can't really explain what that is. It's not as...
It's a hard city.
Yeah.
It's a hard city, but what I'm hearing now, and I see it like, they say Baltimore is a city of neighborhoods, and there's so many nooks and crannies. There's so many. Everything is hood adjacent. I will say that. Like, you have these beautiful areas. Like, you got your Harbor East. You have your Little Italy. You have your Hampdens. You have your Reservoir Hill neighborhoods, Hamilton neighborhoods. But then it's always, you cut the corner.
It's the hood right there.
So it's like you always got to be ready. You always got to stay on go because you never know what to expect. But then there's this homeliness about it. There's this humility about it. We are humbly aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But we are sweet to our core. You gonna get some good food. Great restaurant.
Oh, yeah, nah,
Damn party. We gonna shut it down. I'm gonna shoot step all over you.
Yes.
And then we gonna invite you to the cookout or to the house Sunday after church. Like, we love hard.
Yeah.
We love hard.
There it is. See, so that is actually perfect example, a perfect explanation. Because I was a Hammer Jacks Choices king. Like, we was in the Jacks, we was up there. Like, around that little time, we was we used to call it jungle juice. And everybody would have a certain liquor, but put it all in the pitcher. We had it up to $2.95 to Hammer Jacks. Oh, this week we doing Choices. Oh, whatever. So we did whole. You feel me?
I'm a house party girl. I was a house party kind of girl. Okay, but y'all came up to get the Baltimore look.
That it, and it was different, and you felt it. You knew it wasn't the go-go. You knew it wasn't DC.
I would have, baby, let somebody turn on go-go at a Baltimore party.
Yeah,
It's
a little different.
we gonna hit it.
It's a little different, man. But at the same time, coming from that harsh or coming from that environment, I want to talk about that childhood of yours, like, and kind of like, not really, you don't have to get too detailed about it, but it's like, paint the picture of, the instances that you feel like molded you the most growing up in Baltimore in that environment.
I think it was the absences that molded, and it was like, my family is so close-knit, tight-knit, but it was the absence of my father who turned me into who I am. And I would say growing now, being a woman in a relationship has also kind of hindered me. But not having that male figure there, of course, my uncle, he was amazing. He stepped in to support all of his nieces and nephews. But watching my mother, she had to do it. She had to go get it. She had to absolutely be everything. So all I knew is, even without her saying, I want you to grow up, I want you to be tough, I want you to do all these things, she said, you got to go get it. You have to figure it out. You just watched her figure it out. So now it's instilled in you that you have to figure it out, whether a man is there or whether a man is not there. But what I'm learning now is that I have a man. It's hard. You have to learn how to pull back.
Yeah.
And that has been, baby.
Yeah, let him be, you know what I mean? You got little.
I'm sure he'll appreciate this part of the segment, but learning how to pull back and allowing that man in your life to be the man, because you say, oh, I had to be the man. I could never really be a man because I don't know the first thing about it. I just know that I had to figure it out and make it happen. And my family did. My sister did. But you have to learn now. That's the ebb and flow. They talk about this soft life now.
Yeah.
Trying to learn how to be a soft girl is one of the most challenging things when I've been such a hard exterior girl for a long.
So would you say were you a tomboy? Were you rough?
I was definitely a tomboy. Like even now, my family, my daughter, she see me dress up. She like, where you going? What you doing? I love Converse. Oh my God, I had every flavor of Converse.
Yeah.
I love jeans. Oh, I love some Eddie Bauer jeans. Woo. Aeropostale, Eddie Bauer, Gap. I loved all of that. I just would be in t-shirts and Converses. And I felt like, because I wasn't sure of my femininity, I wasn't sure. I had very, 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 very low self-esteem. Never thought I was beautiful enough. Never felt like I fit in. So I felt like I had to be the nerd or be the geek. And now I can say this now looking back, but I intentionally try to do my best to slide into the background. Because I was fearful of rejection or fearful of, the it girls in school, or the girls that always got the male attention, or they were just the pretty ones. They always had their hair done. Now, my mother made sure we went outside looking neat and well kept.
Yeah.
But I wasn't super.
But how many of y'all was it? Like, I seen
Just she and my sister.
There's only two. You only have one sibling?
I have a sibling. I have a brother on my father's side. And in the house, it was me, my mom, and my sister. Stepdad on and off. But
hold on. So wait, talk about
my cousins. My cousins like my sisters.
Okay, so I'm like, I thought it was like 7 of y'all.
And the thing is, we all look alike.
Yeah, I thought it was like, so I'm looking like, hey, you only got one sister?
I have one sister. I'm the baby. She's the oldest. We're 2.5 years apart. And growing up, it was my mom, my sister, and me. And then, but because my family is so close knit, all my cousins, we was always at my grandmother's house.
Okay.
Always. So we cousin chat still pops off to this day. And then our kids are close.
Okay.
So your cousins are your first best friends, or your sisters. They go teach you how to do your hair like we are.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, yo, look, we got the same
everything. I thought y'all were all sisters. I was like, yo, Rosa, your mom was doing skate. She had been doing things.
Chocolate drop.
Yeah, like all y'all got the same. And then when y'all party together, y'all was all on the same type of motion. Like you all had the same energy. Like I was like, hold on, they got to be siblings.
We are cousins. We are cousins, but you would not be able to tell. And I even have another cousin, Sabrina. So many people like, oh, they think she's my sister. Yeah. Before my sister. I'm like, no, that's my cousin. But how? I got the same face.
But it's like now in 2025, I feel like it's a crazy time to be living in, because growing up, right? I'll be honest with you. I told my sons this the other day, like when it came down to like even interacting with females, talking with females, whatever. You actually had to do that. You actually had to see the girl, go walk up to her, write the number down on your arm somewhere, call her when your minutes was free after 9 o'clock. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was a whole process to this. Now these dudes just send 100 DMs or 1,000 DMs, and it's a numbers game type thing, right? But it's like growing up back then, obviously the beauty metric, I never really understood that battle that chocolate females are facing growing up with the dynamics of how, you see these...
All the light-skinned girls got the play.
Yeah, got all the attention. I never really understood it until I got a little older, until I step back from it a little bit. I never had a daughter. I never had anything, but I had 4 sisters. So looking at it now, it's like growing up in that environment where you said you kind of try to hide your beauty in a way. Because you're beautiful.
I didn't know. I appreciate that. And it's like I'm still struggling with that at 40, trying to grow into it. But I feel like now as a mom, I have to make sure not just my daughter, but my son.
Yeah.
And not saying that my mom didn't necessarily do it. I don't think she did it as much as I do with my kids, but letting them know they're beautiful, letting them know they're smart, letting them know that they are intelligent. I just knew that I put so much pressure and energy on my grades.
Okay.
Because I felt like if I'm not pretty or not, as long as I get good grades, everybody will love me. Everybody will appreciate it. And you just knew that unless you were... I was a little girl with buck teeth. I sucked my fingers. I wore glasses, 4 eyes, and I had nappy hair.
What do you...
Nobody was checking for me. I was skinny as you... I look super skinny, straight up and down. Not a bump, lump, curve anywhere. So I just...
So when did you even start developing into your own and start coming into your own Miss Hunny Bee? Because when I met you, be honest with you, we was at the sneaker ball. You was the life of the party. The crazy part was, it wasn't that long. I mean, not to say it was hella years ago, but when I met you, you had an energy with you that was like, yo, you...
I might have been a nerd.
But you was turned.
When the DJ got them going, my whole family, you saw it for yourself. Like, we gonna cut up at a party, and I felt like, my son is so shy. He's like, Mommy, I don't like to dance because I don't want all the attention on me. And I'm like, I don't even think all the attention's on me. I can zone out and escape on the dance floor. So growing up, I just love to dance. Whether I'm not gonna call myself a professional dancer, but I'm shutting the dance floor down by any means necessary. Even as my knees get a little different, I'm going to shut the dance floor down. And I feel like that even in college, like that was my identity. Like I was smart, got good grades, and I'm going to dance. But as far as coming into, because college was weird with developing and beauty and knowing your worth and who you are.
Because for me to see you now, it's like, what do you mean, Rosa? You the most...
No, it's so challenging. We were talking earlier, right? And you see people show up online.
Yeah.
It's the childhood wounds that are unhealed that still come and resurface. Because I could look at myself and say, oh, I feel beautiful today. I feel pretty today. I feel like me today. But it could just be one intrusive thought. I know that that's where I need to heal. Because one intrusive thought shouldn't be able to derail me. But everybody has that. It may not necessarily be about beauty. It could be about your skill. It could be about like your level of confidence. But oh my God, I feel like it don't matter how old you get. Something from childhood can resurface that you thought you were over. And it can break you down so easily in seconds. And we all have to heal from, and it doesn't say our childhood wasn't great. It's just things that stuck with us.
Yeah.
Stuck with us along the way because I heard I was ugly, because I heard all the time I didn't have good hair. I had nappy hair.
Yeah.
Like that. When I found out I was having a daughter, cried for 3 months because I'm like, oh, she's going to hear all the stuff that I used to.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
I don't want her to have these little skinny ankles. Everybody talk about my skinny ankles. Two people talk about my buck teeth or my 4 eyes or my nappy hair, or even not wanting to do my hair because it was so nappy. Like I didn't. And your family, I don't think they intentionally mean to hurt you, but it's like when that auntie says something or talk about how bony you are,
It stuck with you.
that thing will stick with me. Now the weight's sticking with me too. So you ain't gonna be bony for long. If you bone, you get older, that metabolism starts to slow down. But there's little things. If anybody listening to this can sit and think, even if you close your eyes to some of the things of your childhood that still have stuck with you, be it negative or positive, those negative things are still nagging at you. And you thought you healed from them, but baby, all you did was suppress them. And I've grown up to be a natural suppressor, which is very unhealthy. So let's get therapy for that. But naturally suppressing all the things, suppressing so many things to the point where it didn't even happen.
Almost like it's your protection mechanism.
And
For you to protect yourself.
maybe a straight defense mode.
Yeah.
So it's like being a mom and seeing, I don't know, like have a daughter and a son and watching them trying. You always say as a parent, you want to do better for your kids, and it was done for you by your parents. But sometimes you have to rehash and relive some of the things that bother you because you see it in your children. So it's crazy.
So, I mean, wow. I feel like I kind of needed to hear that because I'm one of those kids. I am that kid. Like, my mom and my dad they were together for a while. My dad was abusive. So every time that my dad, beat up on my mom, I had 4 sisters. And every time he used to, put hands on it was only me and my mom that had to move. So really and truly, being, I guess, a chameleon has been something that's been in me since I was a little kid. Because every year it felt like we had to move to another county. We had to go somewhere else. So even getting close with people felt weird to me because it was like, bro, my whole life, I don't know if I'm gonna be here next year. I don't know what county school I'm about to go to for real. But I rock with you right now. That's why anywhere I go to, I've always been able to find a nook of friends or people that gravitated towards me. For one, because I was an athlete, but for two, it's I always had this thought of man, we here for a little time, not a long time. I don't know how long we'll be over here on Eastern Shore. I don't know how long we'll be out here. I don't know what's going on. What?
Don't know.
So yeah, those childhood traumas, I will say, have I haven't really even like begin to like sat on the couch and talk about some of this stuff. I was like, y'all can just have that, whatever. I gotta go edit something. I gotta go do this.
Straight up and masking with work, and yes, we are mature, highly functioning adults, but we gotta go dig up the bones. And I feel like there was an epiphany, like that God was just like, Rosa, every time you get to this level of success, or every time you get somewhere, the past is going to come back because you haven't dealt with it. You haven't challenged it or tried to heal from it in a way. And I feel like I can't be the woman I need to be to myself, my kids, my man, because I haven't healed from the stuff of the past. So let's work on healing.
You are so sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're frustrated with your skin. You had absolutely no idea of what to do. You don't even know where to get started. That's when I come into play. My name is Rosalyn. I'm also known as Miss Hunny Bee Beauty on all social media platforms. And I am your corrective skincare maven. And it's my goal to take your skin from struggling to stunning, all while building your confidence. So if you need help putting the puzzle pieces together, then I need you in my chair, not now, but right now. So click the link that's here on the screen. It's going to take you over to all my social media handles and my website. And I would love for you to get your skincare journey started today.
Nah, that's a fact. Cause
It's a real thing.
you I thought I was about to be in here trying to get you a little like this, but you got me over here thinking about all them homies. And then it's like when you reach a certain age, for me, I almost got survival remorse. Cause it's like all my closest homies died. I came from an environment where it was my uncles had dreadlocks down to their calf muscles. You know, the Jamaican, you know, it was a lot of things moving around.
Yeah.
Right. So for my background and my upbringing, it was kind of hard to even have friends that were that close, much less to have them and then watch them die. So it's like at this age here, it's hard for me to like even. It's like, man, I've been friends with these people 30, 40 years or 35 years and they're not here no more. And it's like, oh, I just met this person last year or 2 years ago. And just to even think, damn, bro, like, how do we even create that bond, or how do you even get that type of, because you know how deep of a friend you were to that other person that's not here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I ain't gonna go too deep.
how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Like, this should be kind of throwing me off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It'd be kind of making me feel like weird in a sense, because again, from my perspective, I grew up in an environment where we was in the street, we was doing. If my dudes came home right now and knew I had cameras, they'd probably think I was snitching or something to police. Really, like we was that entrenched in the activities. So it's like, for me to have a camera right now is crazy work. Crazy work. Like, you know what I mean?
But you've evolved,
Yeah.
and that chameleon has transformed to create something that is absolutely outstanding. It's something that the world needs to see. But you still got to go back and do the uncomfortable work of. Oh, it's so nasty. Every time I think about it, I'm like, ugh, it's so much. You know how you have that one nagging task that you have to do, but you keep pushing it off because you don't want to. You know what it could be ripping Band-Aids off, and you're like, I don't want to go through that. But I'm telling you, it has affected me. And I was telling somebody, every 3 to 4 years, like I became an esthetician in 2019. And we are in 2025. But every few years, I'm naturally programmed. All right, what's next? I'm done with that. What am I gonna do moving forward? And I'm like, I had to figure out why. And I'm like, okay, well, the answer I came up with is because you're always trying to prove yourself to somebody else.
Who was that person?
Anybody. Is outside validation, which I know is not healthy. I just need to be content. Need to be content with me. And then I was like, well, if you think about it, you're in middle school for 3 years, you matriculate, you go to high school. You're in high school for 4 years, you finish high school, you go to college. Yeah. I was in college for 4 years, left there, went to grad school. So I'm programmed.
4 years.
I'm programmed 3 to 4 years, 5 years. I'm like, okay, I need something. I need a spark. I need new energy. I need new this. And it was just like, but that's not once you finish college, grad school, trade school, whatever, you go into a career typically, and you just do that for the rest of your life. Well, that's how our parents did it, right? So it's hard for me, right, not causing things to be, not having that feeling that things are getting stale, I should say. So how do I keep the energy going? How do I tell myself, Rosalyn, you're on the right path. Don't try to get off because you think you're supposed to be doing something bigger or better or higher. You're right where you need to be. It's okay. I had a hard time being settled. And it's something I'm working through. So I'm not tired of being an esthetician. I'm not tired of it. I just know that there needs to be a new phase or something fresh so I could continue having the same passion that I had when I finished aesthetic school in 2019.
So you got there to the esthetician school in 2019, but walk me through that journey, like when you left out of college and what did you do like fresh out of school?
Well, I had my bachelor's degree in hotel and restaurant management. My minor was culinary arts because I just knew I was going to be a chef. I want my hair to get, and I had locks at the time. Like my locks were long, but I'm like, when you wear locks, if you know anything about it, whatever you did the night before, your hair gonna smell like that the next day. And I was just like, I don't want to. And I could cook and bake really, really well. I just felt like that wasn't me, and I blamed it on. I don't want my hair to smell like a kitchen or be a chef, and I felt like I needed to do something else. And in my school, they preached a lot of Marriott. They preached a lot of Disney. They like had all these representatives from these larger hotel companies coming in to talk to us. So it made me feel like, okay, well, if I'm going to be the best, I got to work for the best. So I'm going to get the most money if I work here, do that. So what did I do immediately after college? I got a job for a company called Aramark. So I worked in the stadiums division. So I was rotating through. I didn't get a job with Marriott. I tried, but it didn't work. I rotated through Camden Yards, the Ravens Stadium, and the Baltimore Convention Center, helping them with like events and stuff. Hated it. Hated it. And then I was like, this not for me. So I applied to grad school, and then I got accepted into FIU, Florida International University in Miami. Never been to Miami. But my mom was like, you got to go. I was like, no, I don't want to go. She's like, you got to go.
Baltimore?
Never been to Miami. I've been to Florida because I had an internship at Disney World, which I got fired from. That's another episode. But so for FIU, I went down to work in Miami, and then I grew a better love for the hospitality industry. I started working for Marriott, but I also started working for a restaurant company owned by Don Shula, who was former coach of the Baltimore Colts, who was like one of the winningest coaches in NFL history, had that perfect season. So I started wanting to do more NFL things. And it was my goal to work for the Baltimore Ravens and to be in the NFL in some type of way. And long story short, I had, imagine having all the credentials on paper. I was already in marketing. I already had my hospitality degree. I was working for his son at the time, Dave Shula, who was also a football coach. I think Dave Shula's son he a coach at the Rams right now, LA. But he gave me an amazing review, sent it over to the Baltimore Ravens. I had 2 interviews, one I flew home for, and I just knew I was going to get this job. I knew I was going to be in marketing. I knew I was going to work for the NFL. They ain't picked me. Crushed. I know why they ain't picked me, even though I love the Baltimore Ravens. It had something to do with.
Well, here's the thing though. Why ain't you try again?
I gave up.
We gotta try that again though.
I gave up. I walked away. I was like, the hell with them. To hell with them. I even went to the Ravens facility, had an interview in this big room, this big office. I'm like, the Ravens players put up in here. And I just knew that was something that I wanted to do because I already worked in stadiums. I had all these credentials that would feel like it made me the perfect candidate, but they came back to tell me I was overqualified.
So that's what I'm saying. You making it seem like you didn't pick you because of like something.
But I heard that so many times, and I'm looking into the camera because so many people that say that you're overqualified, I think it's BS.
They just don't want to give you the.
They either don't want me, they don't want my skin color, they ain't want my hair type, they were looking for a totally different package. Because if I'm applying for this job,
Yeah.
it may not be what I want to get paid, but I'm just trying to get my way into the door. And I'm overqualified. That means I can do the skills plus some.
Right. Yeah.
So why not take a chance on me? And I got a former NFL coach telling you about my credentials and referring me.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. So I'm like, it don't matter how much you got. People just, that thing hurt me and scarred me. But I went on to manage hotels. Let's jump forward because you asked me about that. I worked for a bunch of hotels between Miami, EC, Baltimore. And my last hotel was in Harbor East in Baltimore. And I loved that hotel. I opened it. It was my baby. And then I got pregnant with my daughter. It was my baby, but it started to go south and sour for me because I felt like I was changing who I was, the very fiber and fabric of my being, to please white men.
Yeah. That part.
To please.
Let's talk about it.
Not just white men, but men, period. I had locks. And for many people, that was too much. And it's not, if you hear this, people told me to my face, I would never advance. And being a high-ranked hotel manager because of my hair.
Oh, wow.
This was before the Crown Act. Okay, this was before they couldn't legally...
Like, tell you stuff like that.
I worked at Disney World, and Disney World told me that my hair was not symmetrical. They opened up the handbook and pointed out to all these Caucasian women in the handbook and said, you have to pick one of these hairstyles. And I'm like, my hair don't do that.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Like, they pulled me into the office. I'm on the floor. I'm working at a hotel in Disney World. I was an intern. I had braids when I first moved down there. Took the braids out. My hair was this short. Like I had a little teeny cruddy, little fro. So small. I wore my hair to work. It was laid, like basically gelled down to my head. But my boss at the time, the supervisor, she came to me and told me that my hair, she put me in the office and said there was a problem with my hair. I'm like, what? I guess I took my braids out. They weren't used to that. She's like, well, what are we going to do about your hair? I'm like, what do you mean what we going to do about my hair? You ain't say I was late. You ain't say my cash drawer was short. She says, what are you going to do about my hair? I have 2 inches of hair. What do you mean? What we going to do about it? It's me. I did some gel twists to the back. She pointed out the handbook and said I was in violation of the dress code policy and my appearance. And she opened up the handbook and pointed to these women in this book and told me I had to figure out how to get my hair like one of them. Of course I cried because I was angry. I didn't understand how she didn't understand that my hair didn't do that.
She did, though. That's the thing that's so sick. It's like she understood fully that your hair didn't do that. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, I'm natural. I got my hair pressed out right now. She probably would have preferred this, but my short 2 inches of hair that were in little teeny twists flat to my scalp, no hang time. I guess it was too Afrocentric. It was too not.
So, all right, leaving it there, how'd you end up gaining this love for traveling and like moving around? Because you said you were never been to Miami. You come from Baltimore down to Miami, and where'd you end up? How'd you start moving around like that on flights?
Well, I think it was instilled in me because my first plane ride, I was 13. 13, my aunt took us to the Bahamas before you even needed a passport. So I feel like a seed was planted back then. We went to the Bahamas and we had a great time. And we didn't travel a lot because we couldn't afford it. But in grad school, one of my friends, Rita, I love her.
Yeah.
She built, like, I don't even know if she planted this travel seed in me. And then, so even in Miami, we would take trips. We would go places. We went to LA for the Grammy weekend. Like I went to visit her family in the DR. And then after I left Miami, because I couldn't afford living there, I graduated, finished grad school, got my master's degree in hospitality, came back home because you can't afford to live in Miami. It's too expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got a job in Colombia, but I was responsible for traveling every week to different cities to help hotels do their grand opening and get their equipment installed.
Colombia what?
It was called Micros.
Like,
Columbia, Maryland.
Okay. I'm thinking you talking about like Colombia, like Medellin, like.
Oh, no. I wish. No, so I moved back and I got a job for this company called Micros, and they are like a point of sale software company. Mm-hmm. So anytime you go into a restaurant, you see them hitting the touch screen, swiping their card, putting their orders. Like I would go to different hotels and install them, train the staff, and I could be in Dallas today. I could be in Palm Springs tomorrow. I could be in New Orleans. I could be sleeping in the airport because flights are shut down because of weather. So I traveled a lot with that job.
And that's what made you kind of like understand how to navigate the whole travel scene.
How to navigate the whole scene. Pack, baby, I could pack a suitcase like no other.
Hold up, let's talk about that though, because I feel like that's a skill that you brush past a lot. I hear you talk about packing suitcases and traveling and knowing what you do. You brush past this nugget.
Okay.
Like you just, and I'm like, yo, let's talk about this for like a quick second. Like,
because I be at the airport looking at people and I don't understand. It's gotten worse, I should say, because I'm a mom and I feel like I need all the stuff that my kids need. I don't want to be without. But when I was just a single woman traveling, and even I'm going on a solo trip, I was going on a trip with a book bag.
give me the essentials though. Like what?
Oh.
Give me like a rough look at what this looks like to actually like.
You need your essentials. You need your skincare because you're not going to leave home without your skincare and your sunscreen. But you need your mouthwash, your toothbrush, your underwear, your bra, your body moisturizer, a pair of studs or a pair of hoops. For me, the key is small bottle size of products.
Yep.
People may not like it. Y'all can call me whatever you want to call me. But the outfit that I wear on the trip is the outfit I'm wearing back home on the trip. Okay? And a lot of times you'll see me traveling and I'm wearing like the same sweatsuit because it's simple, it's easy. I know if the airport is cold, it's going to keep me warm. Or if the plane is cold, I'm going to pull that hoodie tight. But 2 pair of shoes to make sure I'm not, again, we talked about me being a tomboy. I'm going to dress up and put on, but I need to make sure that my suitcase is functional. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't need all the extra stuff because if y'all listening to this, I know you packed 16 outfits or 16 bathing suits that you didn't wear the whole trip. Like you didn't wear any of it, even down to my makeup. Like I have full makeup, everything, but it's compact. Yes. It's compact. And every trip, whether or not I'm working, I have my laptop, I got my charger, I got my ring lights, I have all of that. But being able, my little raggedy book bag that I've had for years that my family keeps talking about that is on his last leg, I take that on every trip. And I take me a little, just like a little carry-on. The only exception is wintertime.
What you mean as far as like the skin stuff that you bring?
No, well not that, because I still can have condensed skincare items. Exactly, like sweaters. Like if you're going to a cold place, you need your sweaters, you need your leggings, you need your all of that is not. I haven't figured out a way.
You could probably tell, like, I have to have 2 pairs of sweatpants on. I don't even know what the fuck going on. Mama never even give me no damn hair. Like, I don't got no hair on either. Like, I be out here with 2 pairs of everything on just cause, it's too cold out, so I can't play them games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I had to learn how to travel because I was a business traveler and always on the go for work. And then that translated into me being a leisure traveler with my girls, going on trips, and my family. And then now I have to be efficient when it comes to being a traveler, a mom traveler with my kids. Making sure they got what they need. Like even my 6-year-old daughter, she could pack a suitcase like a pro. Like I taught her, she just says, "Mommy, how many days? How many bathing suits can I pack?" Like I give her, and even before like she could read, I would draw pictures of like underwear, bathing suit. I would draw pictures of like socks and put a number next to it, so she would know what to pack, and she would get it done. My son, different story. Y'all know y'all.
Yeah, we just throwing things and we just trying to get a couple pictures.
Yeah, meticulous.
Yeah, now don't ask us to be all meticulous. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. There's times where like I would do something that's gonna be together, but it's finally meticulous. Like these red joints gotta be with these red. Nah, I'm not even gonna do that.
Not even that. I just want this boy to be neat. My man in here rolling up stuff in this suit.
That's how I go. That's how I get.
Well, it's like this. And I didn't, that's just something, I guess it's just in her. My son is throwing it in the bag.
Yeah, and it's time. We out of there. We got a couple white teas, some drugs.
White smokers.
We good. That's it. That's all we need. All right, some boys, man. Before, I mean, I want to touch on the esthetician side of this a little bit because I want the importance of skincare, the importance of just having some type of routine is vital. You know what I mean? But for a dude like myself, there's like, I've been fortunate where I never really had too many big breakouts, but I never had a skincare situation either. Like, I'm out here like you little pad, Aveeno. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, funny niggas like myself. That's not even really out here with the couple clearasil pads, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Just to make sure you straighten
I
them
think
up.
I figured out the key. Your lady got to be in the skincare. If your lady's in the skincare, she going to do the skincare on you, and she going to teach you how to do it. And if that's not an option for you, I just need y'all to hit the basics. I need you to cleanse your face with more than just water.
Don't get me wrong, though. Like, I wash my... Like, all right, so 2 things. I'll say, skincare. I always grew up with using soap that was, like, antibacterial. Or something that was gonna clear up and was supposedly deal with 99.9%. Now, I'm not sure they'll do that shit, right? So, I do wash that. When I do wash my face, I always felt like I did clean my face based off of what
Maybe you cleaned it and took every oil off of it.
Hey,
Okay.
that's where the problem coming in. Like, all right, we do what we do. We make sure it's clean. Now it's like all the I'm saying y'all do pills. I'm saying y'all do scrapes and all something like, bro, I don't really know what the hell's going on.
Okay, for some, all of that isn't necessary, and I get that. For some, skincare is overcomplicated. I get that. For some, it just doesn't make sense. I get that. I care about a gentle, everyday cleanser. Like you said, you cleaned the hell out of your skin to the point where there was nothing left. There were no nutrients. There was no oil. There was nothing. And all I'm saying is if you take something away, you now have to replenish it.
Right.
So skincare is about the ebbs and flows of your skin and what your skin needs at that moment. What your skin needs now in the dry wintertime in Maryland may not be what it needs in the hot, humid summer. So as far as men are concerned, just go get your first facial. Go get all that gunk.
Okay.
Comes in it out. And then just get a simple routine. A cleanser, a hydration spray, maybe a serum, but moisturizer, sunscreen. And it sounds like a lot. I said like 4 things, but it should all be applied in less than 2 minutes. And if you want to know how I do it, I have a YouTube video on that. So you can go to my channel and watch it. But I guess I need to also do something that's tailored toward men.
I probably got to come up there.
You do.
I need to come there just like, all right, we're going to do a video. You want to show me what a men's facial actually look like.
And I get some in a facial this weekend, but we didn't record because I was letting him have his moment. But I'm telling you, that's why I said something about the ladies, because I see so many women or female estheticians online, and they always make a reel or post about how my man didn't give a damn about skincare, but now he all in the bathroom using my stuff. So it's like, y'all just need the stuff to be in the house. I'm like, oh, what's this? What's that?
I mean,
Sweet. Y'all gonna be, I'm wondering why my bottle is empty. It's because you're using my hyaluronic acid and my retinol. And because you're using my nighttime moisturizer. And the thing that pissed me off about men, y'all ladies, y'all probably know what I'm getting ready to say. It's like, y'all face clear up like that.
yeah, no problem.
Y'all go work out for 2 days. Cut it like
No problem.
And it's just like, we have to work so hard. Y'all born with these beautiful eyelashes. Y'all born with this thick hair. And here we are just struggling out here trying to get with these men. And I don't even know what to do with it, nor do they like sometimes.
I have to say, we don't even know it's there.
You don't know, y'all don't pay any attention. God, that's not fair how you did that.
Yeah.
That's not. But men need skincare, so I'm happy that you asked about it. And we need to do a separate segment on just simple skincare that a man can keep up with. But if you think about it now, it's taking over. All this beard care, all these man spas.
You seeing dudes go online and the girls have all these things they dropping in their bed, they rubbing the joint in, they doing these little situations, they putting the little bows
That though,
I guess I just ain't never had it.
you deserve it, men. Y'all deserve it. You deserve that touch, and you deserve that moment for where somebody's pouring into you, because y'all method is go out and get it, get to the money, be a provider, but you also have to be replenished.
I've never had had a person even look at it that way. That's the crazy part.
And it's like, I love where the industry is moving. Number one, there's a lot more male estheticians than there's ever been. Number two, men are knowing that they have to take care of themselves, especially our black men, because y'all don't want to go to the doctors. You don't want to get them regular checkups. You don't want to get the nails taken care of. Somebody need to rub your feet. So you need to rub your body, rub your feet, take care of your skin. And ladies, if you got a man and you're not doing that, excuse me, if you have a man, ladies, if you have a man and you're not doing that, step it up.
You heard what she said. I ain't even say it that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you heard?
Let them know that it's not just us that can be spoiled. Number one, send them to me. Yes. Because you're going to come back so smooth, shiny. Like, you want to look at him and be like, that's me? Girl, that's you. I just polished them up for you and took them back to you. That's it.
Listen, man, stepping in front of this camera might be one of the scariest things that you ever do in your life. I know. Telling your story, trying to be authentic, trying to compete with the rest of the guys on Instagram and YouTube, it might be scary. I get it. But I'm gonna tell you, there's an exact formula that I've used that simplifies the whole process. If you're looking to take your visibility to the next level in the next year, and you wanna see how I actually help my client go from 4,800 subscribers to over 22,000 subscribers in 90 days, using this exact step-by-step formula, tap the link below or above this video, and I'm gonna make sure we do it the Boss Heavyweight. Let's get it.
Like, I like...
Oh, shit.
And I like now
Yeah.
that my man and my son, like, they have their self-care days. And
Oh, really?
these macho men know that they deserve to get a manicure, or they deserve to get IV hydration, or they deserve to get adjusted at the chiropractor or massage, or just something to sit still. Because I know we be yapping and like this all the time, but y'all deserve zen. And my son, he has there's a little astronaut that his godmother got him, and it reflects like the galaxies on the refrigerator, on the ceiling, not the refrigerator, the ceiling. He has aromatherapy.
Oh, wow. He's in tune.
Because his little sister began on his nerves, and he said, I just want my IV. And I mean, I know I played a part because they were my models when I was in school. Like, hey, come here, let me work on my massage movements or all of that. So my kids loved a little self-care.
I like that. I like that.
If we travel a lot, so they love a spa. They love hotel amenities and all of that good stuff. Yeah.
But look, man. Honestly, I want to touch on this. Like, this is a year of completion. 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 is the number of completion. You started off the year already kind of weird and kind of rocky. Things have been going kind of like, wow. We just finished talking about you making this transition into your own.
Yeah.
Right? 2025, right? Let's talk about that for like how do you see this playing out? Like, this has probably been the first conversation that I had with you where you haven't been in that position, the small, you know what I'm saying, in that chapter president position.
And I think, how could I say this? I absolutely love being in that role because it pulled something out of me that was like, it pulled something out of me that was laying dormant that I was afraid to go get on my own. I feel like God will send you people in your life that'll see something in you that you don't see, but because you're standing in your own way or because you're afraid, you don't get it or you don't go for it, I should say. And it's not that I don't want to be a leader. I know that I had to take a step back in this season because of health issues, because of burning my candle on both ends, ignoring my body's cues and signs about health, physical, mental, internal, external, all of that. So while I took a step back from that position, I know that there's still something in me. There's still a fire that's raging in me. I just have to figure out how to navigate and come back. And what I want that to look like is women, beauty, health, and wellness pros still coming to me, still asking me for marketing tips, for some advice, for visibility advice, or just a shoulder to lean on when their back is up against the wall in their business, because being an entrepreneur is one of the most, it's like you signed up to crazy shit to happen to you all the time. It's like, I signed up for this. Are you sure? You thought it was going to be sweet, and it's not. There are sweet and savory moments. There are also a lot of sour moments. But moving forward, I still am that girl. I still am somebody that other women can look to, other women can count on. I'm still about community. I'm still about camaraderie. I'm still about collaboration over competition, because I've seen so many nice, nasty girls in this industry that it has killed me to my core. And I want to be the person that I needed when I was going through, when I was in aesthetic school, wondering why I was this older girl in class with all these 18, 19-year-olds. Was I going to make it? When I was trying to figure out how to move out of my home studio and move into my first like commercial lease, all those questions, all the navigating client, navigating expectations. And I feel like we talked about my progression from hotel, restaurant management, traveling to where I am now. All my life's experiences prepared me to be somebody that other people could look to. So I still want to do that, but in a capacity where I still have the ability to lean on my own strengths, to bet on myself, but also take care of me and my family and not just focus so much on somebody else's vision, which isn't a bad vision. But I don't want that to be the sole reason why I'm doing it. I want to know I'm doing it because my soul is telling me to do it, with all due respect. And if that makes, I hope that makes sense.
Actually makes perfect sense. But now that leads me to my question of all questions. Every time I feel like, a lot of podcasts, they have this futuristic outlook at the end. But I do have to ask you, because it's like you have a very, what's the word I want to use? A very different outlook on what 5 years from now looks like. Like the reset, the restart, the replenish. You got a whole way of kind of like, even with the way you broke it down, just made me be like, oh damn, that's why we like that. Because every 4 or 5 years, we actually were pushed to do something or level up or go to another school or do something. What does the next 5 to 10 years look like for Miss Hunny Bee Beauty though, bro? Like, if you could snap your fingers and say, yo, 5 years from now, we about to be doing this. 10 years from now, we about to be doing that.
God has his own plans, but my plans, sometimes which he laughs at, I'm leaning more into being in front of the camera like I am now, but using my story, my skills, my past, and content creation. And I know it's like, I didn't want to say it because content creation is so cliche, but I want to do it in a way where it makes sense, where I'm not undersharing, not oversharing, but sharing enough so that people are continuously engaged, people are locked in. I see myself doing more teaching, and I feel like I'm not going to be in the treatment room as much. I can never let go of, it's something about when I put my hands on a client's face, it's like this magnetism. I'm going to always be magnetized towards that. But I used to hide in my treatment room. And I don't feel like I need to hide anymore. I would hide because of what people said to me, hide because people would tell me that I wasn't ready. Hide. Somebody did actually tell me that, and that wore me out for 2 years. So much so that I just went quiet for 2 years. But my mentor, Candace, pulled me out of that. Like, just watching her and navigating her and her elevating me to a position pulled me out of that. But I want to be out from behind the chair because I'm not getting any younger. My body is telling on me. Being behind the chair is taxing. And there's so many other people that are coming up that they're going to need me in a position to where they can learn from me, learn from my skills, learn from my life's experiences to propel and push them forward. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just about beauty, but it can be about the travel industry. I am a travel agent on paper, but I don't tap into that because I'd be so focused on beauty. So all my trips, all my experiences, my mom life, I want to put that in the forefront so people can get a better picture of who I am. I'm more than just the esthetician.
Check this out. I feel like with you saying all that, it's time to pivot from doing services one-to-one, and we're going to have to pivot to one-to-many.
You said that.
This is really the time where if I feel like you're in that crevice of space where it's like, you know what? Cool. They might not have to be you actually physically doing a thing, but you teaching in that capacity and helping the ones that are coming up behind you at a larger scale where it's like you could serve more than just 1 or 2, 5, 10, 20 people at a time. Is where I feel like you're going to excel the most because you articulate the vision swell. You could talk that shit for sure. But it's like, now it's like, all right, how do we get you to basically like do it and then present the offer at the end where you close out and it won't be a stressful month this month based off of
Because 2025 is stressful.
Yeah. It's gonna be like an entrepreneurship. If you're not, especially in the first 5-10 years of it, right? If you're not putting it all in it, if you're not investing it all, if you're not running up, it's almost like you're playing business. I know I tell people all the time, yeah, like they have all the things, but they kind of playing business. When you look at it from a strategic standpoint, you like, yo, you know what? This month I want to do this. Next month I'm trying to do this. The following year I want to be able to even look back, and regardless of what happens, I have to put this amount of output out there. Once that's the metric of success, everything else seems to fall in place. But a lot of people get caught up on like the other metrics that really don't have anything to really do with the success. Because they have a study where they're like, yo, if you do something repetitively, like they had a study at a college, and I forget exactly what they were actually, I think it was clay pots they were building.
Okay.
And the professor had one set of the class and was like, y'all make the most perfect clay pot that you could possibly make during the semester. The other half, I need you to make as many clay pots as you can before the end of the semester. Now, the crazy part was the best clay pot came from the ones that did way more joints, because they had 77 more opportunities to do it, while these trying to do this one joint perfect.
People to bring it home.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So I saw that. I forget what. I probably was just wandering on YouTube one night. I swear the story came from just out of nowhere just now, but it probably was on YouTube somewhere. I seen it. Well, it stuck with me. It was like, yo, you sitting here trying to make this one perfect video. We trying to make this one perfect thing.
Talking to me personally, yeah. YouTube videos.
We're trying to do this one, whatever, this one podcast. I'm trying to read this one book when the whole time, bro, you just need to do more output. You just need to do more of the thing. And just naturally, you're going to be a better editor. Naturally, you're going to speak better in front of the camera. Naturally, you're going to feel more comfortable doing the thing. But you don't really understand it until you're doing something crazy like making clay pots.
Yeah.
They sitting there talking about, hey, y'all, literally, here go the tools. You got the best knives. I'm going to give you all the best shit. I need you to make the best quality joint. And then
you're not wrong, because all my Facebook memories keep popping back up. And before I was Hunny Bee Beauty, I was Hunny Bee's Cupcakery. See? So I was making cupcakes, but those memories from 12 years ago, my cupcakes, oh my God, they look bad.
Oh, see?
But people are still buying them because they taste good, and I could see the matriculation. I could see the progress just by continuously getting orders, continuously making birthday cakes, wedding cakes, how my skill, and of course I had to take more classes, but how my skill got better just because of the output. And it'll be sometimes somebody will ask me, oh, I need 100 cupcakes. I'd be like, no, I don't do large orders. My comment be like, but why?
Why not?
Oh, because I'm scared they're not going to look right, or I don't know if I can do it. Like I always, like in this season now, he's saying about output. It's like, and you always talk about massive imperfect action, and I finally see it. That's another childhood wound that I had to work through. But just doing it, even if you're scared, even if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out, just getting in the act of doing it, you become better.
And you become more confident. The confidence comes from doing. Like a lot of this stuff that you see me doing, this came from me being like, all right, well, I'm going to go to Atlanta, I'm going to try this shit. Matter of fact, when I met you, be completely honest with you, I was not sure about the spa experience. We went out there with 2 men. It was big and one other dude in a room full of women talking about the dance, the way expo. Yeah, sitting there like, bro, I don't even know. This ball is heavy. This Swift was a little raw.
And I didn't know that. I just knew that you were the elite professional that you were.
No. Okay. I was cut different. Okay, to be honest with you, it was. I told my bro this the other day, and it's not to be like boastful or nothing, but that was since a kid. I was never picked last at recess. You wanted Swift on your team.
That's why his name is Swift.
Yeah, you wanted me. I was always one of the first dudes. If I have him on my squad, we gonna run. We gonna win. Ever since I was little, right? But what I realized was when I picked up the camera, I didn't know what I was doing because I was doing it with a cell phone for a year. So I made almost 160 something videos on my phone, posted them to Instagram. I'm talking about every Tuesday and Saturday for like a year. Before I even got the camera. And the first person I ran up on when I got the camera was Steve Harvey. We go to Invest Fest. I get the camera on Thursday.
Wow.
Invest Fest is Saturday. They're like, hey, bro, we're not gonna go to InvestFest with the cell phone. We want to figure out a way to make this shit shake. Get the forget the camera. We meet 3 other shooters out there. And he's like, bro, we basically competing with these other shooters. Me and Paparazzi versus these other dudes from New York. It wasn't a competition, but it kind of was like, they coming out here to show out. We about to show out. I don't even know how to hold this joint yet. I'm in Steve Harvey's face with the camera.
Really?
In InvestFest 2022.
Damn.
It's 2025. You understand? So,
Okay.
So people saw in me from when I was shooting shit with the cell phone and making, we shot this toy drive, and the next day people called me a crime talking about we made $5,000 on this shit. Because the video brought this amount of people to donate or whatever. So I always had a gift to an eye or something to basically make it twerk. But I didn't know that. Everybody else was telling me this. Like, everybody else around me, like, you like, hey, bro, I thought you was bro, they gave me the equipment and I just knew what to do with that shit.
You couldn't tell me. And it's like, I guess we have to be put in situations where that gift is going to expand, is going to grow. And they say our gift makes room for us. And I'm learning that even down to, I had an event almost every month last year. To my first event, we had, it was called Business Books and Booze. We had it at this place called the Art House in Baltimore. And I got women to come together, talk about what their goals were for 2024. And it was something small. And I just remember being shaky and being nervous. And I'm not nervous to speak like in front of a crowd. But then I look at the progress of how my events got month after month, month after month. That crazy party we had in the summer, my sister and I look at this was the one. I was scared as hell. But for the headshot and content event.
Why?
Because I'd never done anything like that. And I was like, what am I going to say? And it's like, Rosalyn, we always know what to say. Something's going to come out of your mouth. And it was just like, it was my birthday, but it was also like a business event. I wanted people to have headshots. You want to know why? Because I remember not knowing what to do when I was going to these beauty conferences. And when people were asking me for like, headshot to my credentials or trying to get into magazines or getting these publications, I didn't have it. I didn't even know what to do in front of a camera. So it's like, I wanted to say, hey, I was once in your shoes. Some people have it naturally. I felt like I didn't. I feel so awkward. I would tense up and all those childhood insecurities would come back. And I wanted to put other women in a position to know that this is a safe space, it's comfortable. We have this dope photographer, videographer, and we're going to make this content and we're going to make it shake. And I was so nervous to do that event. Didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it turned out way better than I could ever imagine. And I remember getting frustrated because it wasn't going the way I wanted it to, but it came out the way that it needed to. So you are not wrong by saying that you have to just producing and having a large output.
Yeah.
The confidence will come. The craft will be perfected.
And you don't know until you don't know. Because here's the thing. How do you know what's going to go wrong if you don't do it? We already got these things in our head, like, bro, if I do this, this going to happen. This going to happen. But for real, you're going to do it, and it's going to be a whole different thing that's going to happen. So it's like the truth, a lot of the stuff that I'm realizing now is like, with the massive imperfect action or all these different things, is like, the truth is like, the real sauce is in the data. And nobody remembers your L's. Yo, think about this. Think about this on a real scale, like for real. Let's say you did do something, and you had a massive, in your mind, a failure. Like this, it didn't work, right? Tell me, like, I don't know if you can remember anything that you've done thrown, a party that you tried to put together, an event that didn't just work out the way that you envisioned it working out. Probably wasn't a failure, but it didn't go like, you probably expected 150 people and 25 people showed up or this, whatever, right? Now listen, in that event or in that time, you probably felt a certain way. But name another time after that night that somebody brought that event up or talk to you about how bad that event was.
They did bring it up, but it wasn't about it being bad.
The fuck? You see what I'm saying? Like, it be like the thing, you would crucify yourself when you're
It's been so hard. Oh, and me, even as a kid, my mother didn't have to tell me, but my grades were bad or not good enough. If I came home and I had 1B, I was in the corner. And she didn't put that pressure on me. I've always...
You had straight A's all the way?
Not my whole life, but if I didn't like make honor roll, principals honor roll, like when I didn't get a 4.0 1 year college, crushed.
Really?
I'm a professional partier, but when it's time to get to the books.
Really? Oh, wow. But it makes sense because you very much, like I told you already, like you have a skill set and a gifted gab and a way to actually do things that many be like, bro, hospitality was way too small of a place to hold you.
But I love the hospitality industry. It's something like that. That industry sees my soul. And I remember even like it's not about an event, but I was at graduation, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, class of '06. I did not get summa cum laude. Summa cum laude, however you want to pronounce it.
That's like a big
That's like the top, like,
yeah.
It wasn't the valedictorian or anything like that, but you can get like cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. It means like your grades were stellar. I graduated in the middle, magna cum laude, which was still, because some people just happy to graduate.
Yeah.
I had put so much pressure on myself to get such good grades. And my family was looking at me, even my cousin to this day, she was like, she pulls up all my accolades. She was like, why you always say you can't do something? Because you graduated magna cum laude from university. I'm like, sure. And I'm like, but to me, it was a defeat because I didn't get the top. That's something I had to work on in me. And even busting my butt in aesthetic school. I was like, man, I ain't get it. And we graduated, and it was 8 of us in my class. And it was like, and our valedictorian is, and I was like, it's not me. It's one of my greatest friends, my girl, Justine. I was like, Justine got it because she's smarter than me. She got it. And they called my name, and I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Listen.
I was like, you lying.
Listen, have you ever wrote down your accomplishments?
No.
I think that's something that you need to do. Like, and I mean,
yes, kind of. If it's like I was working on my press kit, like my media.
Nah, not that. Like how she was just talking about. You graduated from not even. It's just right now. Esthetician. I'm talking about. You overcame this. You went to school. You went through this. You overcame that. You had your daughter. You overcame this. You got hired.
I've started writing a story. But I've always stopped.
Not even a story, and not even how old you.
Like, okay,
just like the bullet points. You got here, and you were feeling insecure about your appearance, whatever. Then you got to this point. You had your daughter, you had your son, you had your daughter. You went through this. Boom. You overcame that. You went to school. You need to actually write that down. You can actually just be able to look at it one time.
Even you're making me think of something because that same cousin, she's the oldest girl cousin in the family. My first example of being like an entrepreneur, because she said I did care for so many years and she's super successful. But I talked to you early and I was like, oh, that's another story for another day when I got fired from Disney World. She would be like, girl, you was a magna cum laude from Eastern Shore. Hey, you worked at Disney World. Like, who can say like somebody worked at Disney World? Unless like you're in the Orlando or Kissimmee area. And she was like, no, because you always been smart. And she would say stuff and I'm like, I focus on getting fired from Disney World.
Yeah,
she focused on just the fact that you made an accomplishment by flying from Baltimore, going down there and having internship. And I'm like, the message is focus on the positive.
Celebrate the negative shit. Because it's like you doing way more than the average human. You know what's so sick? And I realized this after I started picking up the camera. And it's not no knock to nobody that's watching this. I swear to you, I love everybody that's watching this. There's nobody that I wanted, like, I'm not talking down on nobody. But humans are superiorly average. Like, from a large scale, like humans. A lot of people, they know they're capable. They're very much aware of their superpower, but there's very few people that tap into the thing that they're supposed to tap into. And then once you get around dudes, like, to be honest with you, here's the crazy part about Boss Heavy. I believe that I'm supernatural in my own regard. I do a lot of cool shit, right? But then I get around Davon, and he like, bro, you're not doing enough. He like, to be honest with you, you fucking around. You playing around, bro. Like, and he's throwing these things around me. He's like, bro, I'm gonna tell you, we went to Kansas City. This was my first time flying first class.
Okay.
Like, good. It was like weird. It's like, bro, you telling me my seat is 1C? So I get the joint. 1C is the seat. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not even thinking nothing of it. We get on the joint. You sit down. I'm seeing the cockpit. I'm seeing the pilot. And I'm like, bro, this can't be my seat. He's like, yeah, I sit right there. So I sit down. I'm getting everything together. Then I realize the stewardess is starting to treat me different. Like, she's looking at me like, who are y'all two black dudes in the jet in first class? Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not even picking up what's going on yet. I'm still like, man, it's a regular seat, but because it's a smaller plane, it's not the full plane. It's like a little 25-seater plane. So I asked her, she was like, do you want anything to drink? I was like, yeah, let me get a Sprite. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the regular, something they're gonna bring out the Sprite, the Sprite, the little peanuts, you feel me? The regular little Frontiers, whatever shit, right? Okay, Southwest. Shorty brings out a chicken sandwich, a Caesar salad, some grapes, and a Sprite with like this little joint. Was like, would you need anything? I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. But then he's telling me this is super light. This is like the dumb economy first class. Or this is not even like your own room type of first class, hot towels, Mr. Vernon. He's like, nah, bro, like this ain't, we just did this. So in my mind, he's raising the bar of what I should even be on.
But what you expect?
Yeah, like what I should be expecting. He's like, bro, really and truly, I was you 2 years ago until somebody exposed me. And then once I sat up here, I didn't care what it took to get these jerseys. I'm gonna do this again. You know what I mean?
So like once you get there, and you like not a knock to anybody, and you like always supposed to be here. Like don't get there and get knocked back down.
Listen, and the thing is, you don't realize how average of a life that you were living on purpose. Like he be telling me, like, bro, you don't understand. Like that black boy right there. My mom came down here. The first thing she said, boy, are you back in the street? What are you doing? Like, why you down here? Why I look like this down here? Like, she stopped patting pockets almost. Like, man, what you got going on? Are you back affiliated with the? Nah. Where'd you get that from? My partner gave it to me. He told me he saw something in me. He was about to order a Google one. He gave it to me. Nowhere in hell somebody gave you that drink. Then I tell Dayron the same thing. He say, you were so used to getting the bare minimum that you don't know what it feel like to get the bare maximum. And I'm not even giving you the maximum. I'm giving you the bare maximum, like the bottom of first class. This is like some shit that we wouldn't even really want to fuck with. This is a Japanese knockoff smart board, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get the Google journey to show you, let you feel this shit, Swift. Like, bro, we on cue to make this amount of bread this year, bro. Like, what's good? What you trying to? And I've never had nobody press me like that. I've been around a lot of 7, 8 fake entrepreneurs. I shot a lot for a lot of people, but he's looking at me like, bro, I'm about to plant the seed in you, dog. And to be honest with you, you got about 3 months to start, but I need to see it. And that energy, I was the one that always gave it to y'all, or I always gave it to anybody that was around me. I pour into you, Roz, we gotta do this. Woo. This dude was the first dude that was like, hey, Swift, listen, bro, sit down. We're gonna fly first class. We're gonna get to Kansas City. I'm gonna get you your own king suite. I don't even want to stay in the same room. I'm like, dog, just give me a little twin bed or something. I'm cool, bro. I don't need all this shit. Give me a little, like, this is all I need right here. This little couch, whatever. He's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna get you a whole suite. We going da-da-da something. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing here. He's like, bro, like, we gotta live life at its bare maximum, but the only way to live at this level here, the only way to do this is if you actually come out of your shell and become the best version of you. So what I realized, even me, with my capabilities, with everything that I know how to do, with all the shit that I spit game, I was boss. The version of Boss Heavy you knew from last year was the average version of Boss Heavy. It wasn't even the Boss Heavy that's coming gonna be a little different. The nigga gonna be on, not to say my attitude gonna be there, but it's like, the things that the shit we gonna be on is gonna be just a little different. Like, speak like, bro, like, we going shopping, put out 5K, and let's do this. Like, stop fucking around, like, let's go. And actually,
You won't know about that if you never had an experience or stepped your toe into that area. So when you say you're living to be average, that's what we are conditioned.
Everybody, though. Like,
Conditioned.
yeah. And it's
These other animals, these other mammals out here, they out here trying to be the best that they can be, whether you're a lion, a tiger, a bear, and we just out here do. And we stay, whoever's in our circle, that's what we stay.
exposed, yeah.
That's what you get exposed to, and until you get outside of that circle and you do something different. And the people in the old circle like, oh, you acting different.
Yeah, but it's like you're trying to elevate, and the thing, the core of it is not even really about the materialistic shit, because I've seen the money before. Like, this is the crazy part about my story is, like, being from that other side, you've probably seen that much money on, like, a kitchen table before. At the same time, to go somewhere and see a dude that's, I think Dayron just turned 33. Oh. And he's talking about, but we just cleared 8 figures last year, B. Like, we're not even playing this type of game no more. And I can show you the event that we went to in 2023 where nobody knew they were. We went to a passive income joint in Atlanta, and I met him there. He was in the spot, and he was like, bro, in a year or two, they all gonna know what's going on. He told me, he was like, bro, like, in a year or two.
Fire.
Yeah.
The fire was lit, and then he's explosive.
And he's like very much so getting results that even the ones that coached him was trying to like ask him like how did you just do that? You know what I'm saying?
It's sweet.
That's the folks that even coached him that was in them rooms that was coached the room. All of them, they like, bro, how are you getting like I think in August he cleared like $500,000 a month. Like they're giving him these awards, but at the same time they're looking at it like, damn, bro, like just a year ago you was in the crowd. You were wild. You was like,
God will bring you up to the front.
And that's the thing. He kept on telling me, he was like, bro, now stands for no opportunity wasted, my boy. And you need to take this opportunity of being this close to me and motherfucking light take off. He was like, matter of fact, don't even pull back up unless you write the ebook by. Like, he's like, damn, he says like almost like a standard. Like, bro, we shot on Friday. I know you tired. We shot on Saturday. I need that shit Monday. Like, I need this. And it's not like it's aggressive thing. It's more like I know you can do it thing.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. Like, bro, like you need to be prepared to do this. And if you're not, you need to motherfucker put the team together that's going to actually like handle this shit because I'm about to take it there. We about to go. If you run a league, yeah.
Think small. We think small, mediocre. We just, and I've told people that. And even every job position that I've ever applied for, I applied for something simple, something where I can just work my job, get out of the way and go to hell. But I can count on 3 different times where somebody has called me back and they're like, why'd you apply for this job? Like their credentials speak volumes. We want you to come back for this position. I'm like, no, I know I had that position, but I didn't want that because I wanted to sit in the back.
You wanted to chill.
I wanted to chill. And they're like, well, no, we need you. And we know that you can do the job and you're capable. But there's been different levels of my life or sections of my life where somebody has saw something in me where they saw it in me or I knew it was there, but I don't feel like it. I'm going to just settle. Just time is up.
That's what he made me make my screensaver.
That's it.
He said, my nigga, you got it all. If you don't start Picasso and selling art, or if you ain't really holding like an actual event for these kids, if you're not really doing the shit, bro, he's like, dog, the thing about a lot of you, they see a lot more talent in you than you would, that they have in themselves. Like, he like, I couldn't even pick up no art, no damn canvas and do this shit. I couldn't paint or I don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting here basically using what God gave me to make it happen. So I'm telling you the same thing. I feel like, man, you were one of the most special individuals that I came across in a long time. I appreciate it. It's a lot of people that I've seen that I've been in the rooms.
Yeah.
I've been around a lot of 7-8 figure entrepreneurs, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot of dudes that have a lot of insight. Even the last, group of ladies that you was in, there was a lot of influential females in there as well. You know what I'm saying? That was doing their thing, but you stood out. You always kind of stood out a little bit, and I want you to basically like take this, whatever you get from out of this content, and take it and run with it. I want you to mentally shit on this.
Did you not be trying to be in the back?
Nah, I want you to build on this. Because this was just like break the ice. This is kind of me just basically putting the camera out, sitting you down, getting some insights from out of you and all that. But the truth of the matter is, like, I want you to just get comfortable doing this. I want you to feel more so like this is like the norm. This is what we do.
Well, this will be number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy thing is, you were there for my first podcast interview. Do you remember?
The one with Monray, yeah. Yeah, I was there.
King.
And you did that too.
Sure, Monday King. Like you are. I'm like.
So did you put that on YouTube? On your YouTube?
I didn't go on my YouTube.
Would she allow you to do it? Do you have the recording of it? Is what I'm saying. Do you have the actual?
I can look through the emails. Like I know she gave me what she did give me that I know off top was snippets and like.
Did he those on YouTube on your shorts? What you doing? There's be clear. They already cut up.
They Chris.
Ain't nobody don't know if it was yesterday or last year. To be honest with you, it's
what I need you. And I'm here trying to put more shorts out, trying to think hard. I'm thinking hard.
You got it.
You already got it.
You got a rack of shit. Like this, you probably gonna get about 50 shorts out of this.
Oh my goodness.
Because this dress been hot on you the whole time. You probably gonna get a couple different. I mean, I don't really know how much content or how many minute clips we gonna get out of it, right? But what I will say is that out of this episode, biggest thing is like comfortable. It would be comfortable and getting the motion of actually doing the thing, just doing this. Because like I said, we could try to make that one perfect clay pot, or we could try to make, you know what I'm saying, to realize that maybe not even gonna get there until we make 77 of them. That's where shit get wild. Now, you know, if you know you're not gonna get to the perfect zone or anywhere near it until you make 77, the metric of success ain't to make the perfect drink no more. You gotta put more drinks in the head.
The metric of success is not going to be perfect. It's more output, aka massive, imperfect action.
Y'all already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're here right now, thank you. You know what I'm saying, for still being in tune. I know we, you know, this episode didn't really have any guidelines, but yo,
All over the place.
make sure that you backslap the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button with an ashy elbow. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm going to catch y'all on the back end. The boss heavyweight. You feel me? Let's get it. Yeah.